When I tried to call you up, you fainted on the phone. Took the bus stop Veracruz. I met drunk Russian sailors singing prostitutes. Gobbled with one Coca-Cola, waiting for the pain. Oh, what do we got here? Some hairy Italian guy, Robert A. Good to see you, Mr. John Boston. Waiting for the update on the surgeon. All aboard the scent train. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm back from an eventful weekend in Las Vegas. That was great. Guns N' Roses killed it. They played for 2.5 hours. Can you believe that? 2.5 hours. Guns N' Roses had a 4 or 5 song encore. Finalized with Paradise City. Slash killed it. Duff killed it. Axl actually sang better than I expected. Put on a great show. Definitely worth the trip. Father Saunders, good to see you, brother. What are your thoughts on the Middle East? What happened today? You cannot be in support of what has transpired. Since you are a veteran, we appreciate your work and your service to us. Father Saunders is I think you're retired, right? In the military. They laid it down to Chinatown, did they not? Yes, they did. Guns N' Roses did. They actually had a song called Chinese Democracy that was on that one CD that Axl took 15 years to make. They played 2 of those. They played a Velvet Revolver song as well. Grant told you about the fight the weekend and the last. Yes, you did. How did it go? What happened? Suzanne from Florida. Hope you're doing well. I think that hurricane missed you guys, right? Significantly. It's unfortunate what happened in New Orleans. You are correct about women forgetting everything you have ever done. It's never recollected or appreciated. There's no such thing as an emotional bank account, is what I wanted to discuss. Because what you did in the past typically is forgotten or doesn't matter. Because I will say this, the 98 percenters love the moment. So what have you done for me lately? What have you done for me now is all that matters. Now, I'm going to give a positive spin on that because in society, especially the Buddhist religions, they're all about being present. So, hey, they are being present in the now when they say those things. But what you did in the past has no significance in what you need to do to fix today. You could have given her your left kidney. You could have taken care and buried her father as I did. You could have given dollars and cents, but it doesn't matter. It only matters what you've done today. So if you ever believe what you've done from an emotional standpoint, if there's an emotional bank account, there's no such thing. There's a physical one. That's it. Ads. Wait, do they not care what you do for them? Do they hate you? No, they don't hate you. I don't think so. but it doesn't matter to them what you've done in the past. Again, we're talking about the 98 percenters. Doesn't matter what you've done. Okay. And that's why men struggle. They say, hey, man, 5 years ago, I did this for you. I did that. I built that. We went here. I purchased this. We did this. And you're still not happy. And we have a very difficult time of allowing ourselves to understand that. But that is just how it is. And that's how you have to accept it. So don't put all of your, if you are wanting to commingle with a lady, don't put all of your thinking in whatever you did yesterday will matter today. That's all. It's as simple as that. No such thing as an emotional bank account. Brefalt's law. How to handle insecure women. What do they want as such? They seek attention and validation, typically, and they're very needy. So an insecure woman is very needy. She's probably had bad relationships in the past. Maybe she didn't have a very good upbringing. But I probably would not wanting to date an insecure woman. Lisa Smith from Kansas City in the house. Good to have you. Guns N' Roses was wonderful. Thanks for asking. One via points, which was good technical bout, and the ex didn't turn up. Must have been to do with not wanting to pay 40 pounds. But I had a message saying I wish I could have been there. She has a boyfriend. They always come back, Grant. And good for you, brother. Good for you. You stood your ground both in the ring and outside the ring. Would love to see. Send me a video if you got a video of that fight. Father Saunders, I'm out of the military. I don't have words for what is going on. I could possibly explain how I feel. It's about a big slap in the face for anyone who has served. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I got a couple friends that were in Afghanistan. It's like, and they said to me, they just feel like they don't know. They feel like what they did there meant something when they were there, but they're having a hard time processing it now. But again, thank you for your service, Father Saunders. Hope you're doing well with everything. FJT, you need to look smack and use soap to find a unicorn. Did you check to see if your chin was chiseled this morning? No. I fit into the category of I need to go to a Looksmax coach, FJT. I got to go to you. You're the Chad in the group. Good to have you, brother. Women of selective memory, 1,000 good days, one bad, and they'll scorn you forever, says Mr. James Bruce. That, my friend, is well said. 98%. Right, well said. I always like to say women are the 98 percenters they all want to be archaeologists, or they should be, because they love digging up the past. Head should have been rolling by now. What the hell is going on? That's all I got to say. It's ridiculous. Retired vets are flying in to extract the good Americans and those good Afghanis that helped us. That there's something wrong with that. Why isn't our current group doing that? I'll leave it as that so I don't get flagged. Brad, hey, Mysterio, good to see you, brother. It was awesome. I sent you some videos, by the way. Check your email. They played great. Slash and Duff were on key. Drumming was great with the Frank guy. Axel sang better than I thought. And he moved around the stage 2.5 hours, 26 songs. You could do 99 fantastic things for a woman, and the only thing they will remember is the one thing you may have not done right up or up to par. Ain't that the truth? That happened in my marriage. We'd have a great time, and then something would trigger her, and that moment disappeared under the memory of something I did or didn't do 5 years before that, which had no sense. Well said, Father. Rad, do you know Oreo Man, aka Savvy Guy, or know of him? Please try to reach out to him. We all worry about him. I do not know him, JF. Who is he? I might know him from another name. MGTOW Cowboy from the Windy City in the house. Good to see you, brother. Definitely cranking some content out. Checked a little bit about it over the weekend in Vegas. Female friend in the past left a message on the answer machine stating that she was mad at me 8 years ago. I never called her back, not putting up with vitriol. Probably better to let that bus go by, Mysterio. Interesting. Female friend left you a voicemail. It's happened. I love seeing everybody in here. Carl is in the house on the East Coast a little over 3 years ago. She wanted a break, called me last week, and left me a voicemail. She says she was thinking of me. Don't they all come back? Don't they all come back? Good to have you, brother. I bought a $100,000 swimming pool she just had to have, and she filed for divorce within a year. Why does that just not sound surprising to me anymore? And you probably worked your ass off, did it in a way that would benefit the family and her, and that wears off very quickly. And as you get older and you get more experience, you realize the more you give, the less you get. The material things wear off. And, these are things you have to remember as you're going forward, what you did in the past versus what you're going to do today and in the future. Are you going to live your life based on the lack of attention or appreciation that you did for somebody, only to have it be forgotten or not remembered because it doesn't matter? It only matters what's in the now. That's hard for guys. I had a hard time ever really understanding that. Hey, I took care of your dad for 5 years. I lifted him out of the shower. I helped dress him. I helped bury him. Didn't matter. Her own father that she loved. But it is just part and parcel for male and female relationships, for 98% of them. See ya in the house, down here in the South, I see tons of normal-sized dudes with land wells, and that's the norm. Not my skinny ones out here. Not many skinny ones out here. Well, my dad would always say there's more to love when they're that heavy. But, the average weight of the female today is 5'7" and 170 pounds, I think. No, 5'4" and 170 pounds. Weight's going up. It's not like the 40s and 50s. Lots of cushion for the pushing. Way too much for the pushing. Curtis B., what up, man? Love the channel. Thanks for your wisdom. Thanks for being here, Curtis. Appreciate your participation. Tell me where you're from. Betty from Archie Comics and Renee Zellweger from Jerry Maguire are the Rad's 2% women. So anyone like that leans towards being a good investment. But still, it's on the job training for all couples. I think you're right, Mysterio. You're on like Donkey Kong. Michael Fulton, there's a French saying, a woman can only enjoy the happiness she receives. A man can only enjoy the happiness he gives. Ooh. I think that's dead. I think that's spot on. Men give more. I think men give the most in relationships, majority. Those 1% to 2% give. The 1% to 2%ers I talk about are givers as well. Brendio E. Hello, Rad. Much respect from Detroit. Why do you think the people born after 01, especially men, are so feminine? And it's looked at fondly. It's the programming, my friend. If you go back to the 80s and watch TV shows in the 80s versus the late 90s, even the music has changed. But the programming is what's happened. It's only caught up to the last 50, 60 years. Things were changing. The Eat, Pray, Love, You Go Girl for 300 came about. But it's programming. That's basically what's happened. Programming and culture. Look at TV. Look at the rappers. Rappers back in NWA days, Eazy-E, those guys they were red-pilled. Most of them. And look at them today. Look at them today, simping in most of the songs. So it's programming and it's culture. Good to have you. Where are you from? Selfies should be banned. I personally think it's a huge simp thing to do, and women would maybe realize what they look like and not have such an ego when they see a normal photo and what they look like. They got the fish lips and they always stick out the tongue, don't they, Grant? I mean, women in their 40s, 50s, 60s take selfies. You know, par for the course for the teenagers, 20s and 30s. But women of all walks of life do it. Again, attention and validation is massively important today. And it's so out in the open. I mean, being in Mexico or Colombia or wherever I'm at, some guy is taking a picture of a gal so she can post on Instagram. I get sick of seeing women larger than their men. It's disgusting. It's everywhere. I just don't get it. I'm fit and demand the same from any woman I am interested in. I agree with that statement 100%, Father. They got to be fit, feminine, cooperative, and contributing, right? We're not asking for much. She ain't a lady if she ain't 180. That's a Kevin Samuels gal right there, Robert. Detox, the weight goes away up with all the processed carbs they eat, ailing with their boxed wine addiction. I agree with that statement 100%. You know, it's so much easier to sit on your phone and eat, you know, a bag of chips or order whatever, and, you know, portion sizes are big. There's just, again, attention about, and we can't forget the culture we live in. The amount of women that are models that are heavy set women that push this, you know, it is not healthy to be 5'4" and over 120 for a woman. Not healthy. Kevin Samuels talks about that. For me, I did not really care for women in a romantic context until I was 24. That it was up and down with women until about 2018. Now at 50, I can really see the future. It's STR with women 90% of the time. You're going to save yourself a lot of headache with that thinking. Good for you. The average woman today weighs more than the average man did in the 1960s, despite the height difference. Yep. Would agree with that statement. These women you speak of totally sabotage the minority of us who don't act like 304s. Ladies, haven't we been bashed on enough? You're right, Lisa. There's not a lot of, the 98% have really ruined it for a lot of people. But there are good women out there, such as yourself. It's funny, the last two women I dated, their own moms weren't happy for them, but jealous. Yes, that is a big thing. I've seen it with some of the kids, with some of the gals my middle boy has dated. The woman is jealous of her 18-year-old daughter, and she's 40 years old. See it all the time. They want to be BFFs with them. They're jealous because the 18-year-old gets more attention and validation and is prettier. It's just, my mother was never jealous of my sisters. My mom was a mother. She did not want to be their best friends. There was a lot of estrogen growing up in my household. 3 boys, 3 girls, mom and dad. But today, it's like most women want to be best friends with their kids. I am not my kid's friend. I'm their parent. And that thinking has completely caused massive amounts of issues. The only way heavy women get men is that they are still sort of cute in the face. They give their men easy sex and are soft to their men. If not, they get nothing. Well said, Mysterio. Would you advise a younger man to take a vasectomy? Good question. I know FJT. Ask FJT what he thinks. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The older you get, if you ever decided to have children, you could reverse it. The younger you are, the better results you have. But when you get late in your 30s and 40s, to reverse it makes having kids a lot difficult. But it could also save you massive amounts of risk to take care of that. I don't advise anything, but what you believe you should go might be too drastic at this time. Just saying. I'm going to start fasting and limiting calories to 600 a day. Will this help me shed weight? Yes. Fast, my buddy. I'm going 24. I started at 11. I'm going to be done at 11 tomorrow. That is what you need. Successful endeavors. Hi, Rad. Good to see you as well, my brother. When you do your fasting, is everyday fasting the same, or is it changing it every week? Yeah, I try to do 4 days a week. I'll go 2 days, or maybe 1 day, then one off, then 1 day, and then 2 days straight. 4 to 5 days a week is good. I would say 4. Just mix it up. Why do women drive so recklessly? Good question. Good question. Lots on their mind? More on their mind than what's in front of them? My mom was never a good driver. She was always scared. Don't quit perseveres in the house. Good to see you. It's important we must show our nephews and sons how to act and think masculine. I couldn't agree with that even more. That's very important. You got to be the example. Ubermensch is in the house. Good to see you. Timmy Kramer, the Forever Bachelor, is in the house. Good to see you. I am a full monk at age 59. The only female I give any love is my daughter. She is still very respectful and appreciative. Good for you. I don't have that I can't say that yet for mine, but I think that's great. I think that's great that you have that relationship. It's important that she has a strong father, right? Very strong. Rad, has your ex ever told you she made a mistake by asking for a divorce, and how hard did you laugh in her face? I have not heard those exact words. I think that her actions show it a little bit more. But I'm sure she probably regrets it. Riz Ali, good to see you. Ubermensch, good vibes in the chat. Why do women drive so recklessly? Saudi royal family, why do women drive? Well, not all women drive bad, but I would say quite a large. It's funny. My son and I were driving, and then we were behind someone on the highway going really slow. And my son's like, "What's going on, Dad?" I go, "I don't know. Maybe it's an old person." And my son says, "That's probably a woman." And I said, "Well, we don't want to make judgment like that." Sure enough, we passed by, and he was right. He took driving. He took that liberty to discuss. But hey, not all women are bad. Look at Danica Patrick. She races race cars, or she did. Okay, what do we got here? Teach our young boys to be men before our enemies teach them to be women. Yes. Yes. Absolutely, 100% successful. By the way, it's funny how different even male and female dogs are. Male dogs are like Velcro and respect authority. Female dogs are more independent and aloof. Our brains are different. I mean, I guess maybe in the animal kingdom. JT, because she can manipulate a man. JT's in the house. If I meet a girl who loves me like the way dogs love men, then I'll think about dating again. I also got asked this weekend, why are you single? I replied, why are you in a relationship? She was lost for words. That's a great comeback, Grant. Love it. Why are you single? Oh, why are you in a relationship? Why would somebody ask why someone's single? Does it make any sense? Spike's in the house. Good to see you, brother. Danica wrecked more cars than she actually competitively raced. I think she was just put there from a politically correct stance that women could race in races. I was actually being probably got sarcastic, but it is what it is, right? Women are now being refs, which, great. They're ESPN sportcasters. They're competing. There was a woman kicker for college. Was it last year or the year before? She was a place kicker because she was great at soccer. They gave her a spot on the college team. It is what it is. That's the world we live in, guys. We're equal till we're not, right? Rad, can you break down and detail your fasting within the context of 16-8 and what's normal eating? 18 hours off with a 6-hour would be a normal day. I would say 18 to 19 is my sweet spot. I do like to go 20 to 24 a couple times a week. I went 24 last Wednesday to Thursday, and then 22 Thursday to Friday, or 21. And then I took this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. And then today I'm going. But I drink a lot of water, green tea, and then I like a little salad, little apple. I might get a hamburger. I don't limit myself to massively healthy foods, but I do like to keep hydrated with potassium and salts. But when I go a 48, I will usually do a 1-day fast with water. Then the second day will be no water. So I'll do a typical water fast, and the next day will be a hard dry fast. But I'm a little bloated right now because of all the salt I had this weekend. Lots of sunflower seeds and great foods and yummy drinks. Colleagues are full of women and female professors that churn out angry feminists. Society will continue to go downward as men become masculine. At 100%, Timmy. 100%. I have a female pit bull, and she's very good, but I am strict, Master J. I was just talking about pit bulls yesterday. If the myth is that they're very dangerous to be around and why they're so vicious, but it has to do with the owner, right? Grandom Night, hey Rad, I took my first pill at 18 during my last year of high school. Dated a girl for 3 weeks and learned my self-worth. She said, "You don't deserve me." She was right. I deserve better. Way to turn that around, brother. Good to have you. Tell me where you're from. If women can do their makeup while driving, then they can drive helicopters, airplanes, boats, and motorbikes. Yeah. I've seen them do everything. I've never seen a female helicopter pilot. I've seen a female pilot. I've seen a gal drive a motorbike. But you're right. Never let a woman drive your car. This is Halloween. That might be very wise words. Divorce and breaking up is the norm over getting together for life. No one has all friends and family all linked up couple-wise. It is the norm. Breaking up is the norm. Whether it's breaking up relationships or families, it's in the programming, it's in the water, it's in the bloodstreams now. It's easy to quit. Woman driver is a common utterance when I'm out and about. Around here, the men who drive badly are way more aggressive and women are less attentive. Great combo. Yeah, and I think there's dummies that men drivers are idiots too. I was tailgated today by this guy. Idiot driver. So, yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Lisa, and I'm sure you drive well. ESPN is like all female-centric now, JT, yeah, which is odd because they're so made up. I was watching it the other day with Steven, the NBA guy. Steven Smith, is that his name? And he had like 2 gals on there completely dolled up and everything. It just seems different. It seems different to have female sportscasters. I mean, some of them, pretty intelligent, but they've been around for a long time now. Anonymous 101, love your videos. Thank you, brother. Thanks for being here. Let me know where you're at. Did you teach your sons how to tie a tie? Yes, both of them know how to tie a tie with the Windsor knot and the other knot. Women have no business commentating men's activities, sports endeavors, or whatever the case may be. They don't need to be anywhere near competitive men in their element, only afterward for 10, 15 minutes. I just think there's specifics between the genders that need to be understood. That's all. We bring different qualities, traits, and values to the table. And, there was this huge thing with the Portland Trailblazers interviewing a lady to be the head coach, and she didn't get it. But it was all in the news. I don't know if you guys saw that. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, she's probably, like she learned under Coach Greg Popovich. She might understand very well, but again, what is the agenda? That's all. What is the agenda? And it finally went to Chauncey Billups. So there you go. Benjamin Starks, hey, hello to you, brother. Hello to you. JF Rad, is it true that chewing gum helps during fasting because of its low calorie? Because some of us have food cravings. I do not chew gum because the sugar substitute will what's the word? Stimulate the liver, insulin. The liver will treat it as insulin, and so you'll be out of the fat burning. So it's not recommended to drink diet or chew sugar-free gum. Suck on ice cubes, just drink water, green tea, or black coffee straight. Since you drink Mountain Dew, when you drink water, do you put lime juice in it or apple? I put both in it. Here, there's a slice of lime in there, right? And that's a seltzer water with lime. And then I do apple cider vinegar every now and again. That actually is a pretty good way to control your hunger. Like a little tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I'm from New Jersey, the state that we hate. Who's the big heavy guy that was, he's been out of the news lately. He was the governor. How great would it be to have MGTOW Enclave retreat out in the mountains? I know Better Bachelor said he's pondering this and hope it comes to fruition. Carl, that'd be great. Just get away from technology and everybody just hangs out. Love it. Bruce Jenner in Airwolf was a helicopter pilot. Jean Bruce Scott, Caitlin. Ooh, gotcha. There you go. I saw a trans prawn star that looks like a hot woman. This is Halloween. Still a man. See, the programming is trying to program men's thinking to disregard that. I think the cover of Sports Illustrated is making huge strides to try to sway men to think that that's okay. My family, friends, music, and online rad community are more rock solid in my life than a love relationship, no matter how I size it up. I think we all come together and help each other. You know, a guy had asked me about what do you do when you wake up, and how do you get a fraternity? Find things you like to do, and most likely other guys would like to do that, and you can create some brotherhood and some friendships. Met a lot of guys on the mountain biking or hiking. Guys at sports bars, as well as online fraternities. You get a lot of value from listening to other people's experience, where they're at in life, where they're at in the red pill awareness, what to look for, what to look out for. There's a lot of value in this content. Benjamin Starks, the women on ESPN add a little input. I would agree with that. Valorix of Mars, where are you from? I'm steeped in the red side of the force. Congratulations. Saifu, the Grand Sage, is in the house, everyone. Good to have you, brother. Hope all is well. Check out Saifu's channel, MGTOW Cowboys channel, FJT's channel. Who else we got in here? When you skateboard, do you wear knee or elbow pads? Depends on the transition. If it's steep, over 6 foot, you know what? I've been wearing them more just because it's easier to slide out of it and then fall down and hurt myself. Sometimes I won't wear them. Depends how serious I get with the concrete. If I just want to just carve around, I don't put them on. There's a guy on YouTube called Dad, How Do I? He's got hundreds of thousands of subs. State of things today, yet how sad is that? Dad, how do I? That's it. That's funny you say that. Remember changing the tire with my son, and I said, get the crowbar out. And he's like, what's that, Dad? The reality is guys are not teaching these boys. And we got to teach them. We got to teach them how to fix door hinges, fix cabinets that are falling down, fix the air filters in the furnace, change the oil, use a wrench, use a drill, how to find a stud in a wall. You're absolutely right, Carl. Hyperglycemia. Hyperglycemia is what? Isn't that the insulin issue? I have sugar cravings. When I cut it out, I feel sick. I don't know if I can ever really get rid of it. What's your take? I like sugar. And, I'm not the healthiest eater sometimes. Sometimes I like a few hot tamales. I like a Snickers bar. I like a piece of cheesecake. I'm not going to, but I do other things to offset potentialities, such as fasting, such as working out, such as exercising. But I'm not going to be this person that only eats chicken and broccoli. You know what I mean? There's more to life than that. So, unless I'm Grant training for a boxing match, I'm okay to give myself some leeway. But I agree with you. I still have sugar cravings. The less now, Mysterio, than I've had, but I still have them. Greetings, gents. Barely Good Tennis is in the house. He's also got a great channel, guys. Men make plans, emotionals move moment to moment. There you go. Governed by the tyranny of emotion. Men make plans. The emotionals move moment to moment. Well said, brother. Well said. Hope you're well. Yeah, that's right, Governor Christie. I'm grinding now to buy land in Wyoming. Any red pill man is welcome to join me. I think, Saifu, you're in Boise, right? You're in Idaho? There you go, Robert. Governor Chris Christie. Yeah, he's a big boy, too. I feel like I have a superpower. Taking red pills daily, I can see when women are bored, body language, phone use, facial expressions. I can see when they will leave the Simps before the Simps even know. It's definitely a superpower, Grant. Absolutely. Timmy Kramer is better bachelor off the tube. I don't know. I got to check him out. I haven't been on his channel for a few days. Benjamin Starks, putting various nuts in your diet helps curb hunger and adds essential nutrients. I would agree. Walnuts are wonderful. Almonds, yeah. Wasabi almonds are good. We just have to watch the salt content. Successful, Chris Christie. That's it. Gym is a good male fraternity. I would agree. Met a lot of cool guys at the gym. Some of you haters think I'm a bitter, vile misogynist. I'm thinking hard about dating an older woman. No, we don't think that. Saifo, you're a good dude, man. Absolutely, with the various nuts. Cedar City, just passed Cedar City yesterday. Coming out of Tokerville from Colorado City. Made a little side trip into Hilldale and Colorado City. Just there. Cedar City is a great place. Call Me Coon is in the house. Just put up a video, today or yesterday? Check his channel out, guys. Good to see you. I used to play and love watching sports, but after continuously seeing politics enter the game, male athletes twerking and carrying purses, I lost interest. I've lost a lot of interest in sports lately. The political, the politics that have infiltrated it, the agendas that are infiltrating it, I don't want any part of it. Clifford 89, if you found the 2%, would you get married again? That is a big N-O. MGTOW Cowboy. Check his channel out. All right, what the hell what did I just do? See, where am I at? I'm losing. I try to respond to everybody. Sending Rad a high five from London, England. Love it. Thanks, brother. Would love to visit London. Had a group of 12 to 15 guys from my home brew club that would go out twice a year to camp, drink, and shoot guns. It was great till the wives and girlfriends want to come. It now no longer occur. I wonder why. Because all that attention that you guys hang out with each other, they all want it, right? Or it's just control. It's Not Funny's in the house. Good to see you. Yeah, Robert, nuts add great plant protein for the workout as well. There's nothing wrong with nuts. If you were to join the military, which branch would you have joined? It would have been Army or, well, I don't know. It wasn't a branch back then, but Coast Guard. I was really considering the Coast Guard. So I don't think my Air Force, a lot of science and math guys are really smart. I wasn't that smart in certain things. I mean, I was, but I wasn't, I think I'd be better suited off in the Army. And I probably would have done want to beat Delta Force. Air Force is great. I recommended that to my son. Atrocious. The fasting will definitely help you cut sugar. Got to get past the first or second day of pain. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Where are you from, by the way? It takes me about 18 hours. When I wake up in the morning tomorrow, I have no issues. It's just getting past the first hump. You're absolutely right. Balance is the key. Moderation in all things. Is that what we say? And when it comes to romance and love, the average man has to look at woman as seasons. But well said, Mysterio. The woman has to convince the man that her season is lasting. It won't work unless she has had low mileage. Truth. Laying it down in Chinatown. I passed out the other day biking out of the blue. I passed out biking. Okay. Doctor said hyperglycemia is likely the cause. I got busted out. Ooh. Hope you're doing all right, JT. Wonder why. Take some jelly beans with you next time. Those jelly bellies, the caffeinated sport beans. Women are compelled to be in men's spaces. It's irresistible to them, either to understand or to compare themselves to men. I had a series about that called Validation Vampires. Well, I think you're right about that, man. I think you're right. Saifu, Better Bachelor's diluted his red pill message. I haven't watched him a lot lately. I watched him for a while, about a year ago. Thought he was good. Rad, I've been lurking on your channel for quite some time. Great work. Keep it up. Red pill knowledge is spreading. Thank you, brother. Glad we have another Utah in the house. We got a few of you. Chris Christie versus Howard Dean. Who'd win? Jeez. Now? Couldn't stand Howard Dean back in the day. He was an idiot. I don't know. Chris Christie, maybe. Dad's out in Montana. Need to see him. Would love to connect, as it seems 90% of men are betas and lack confidence and are thirsty. It might be higher than that, Carl. Maybe 98%. Lisa Smith. Rad, I was expected to know how to do most of those tasks you just listed alongside my brothers. Sadly, father absenteeism has reared its ugly head. Yeah, I agree. Because guess what? You can have all that work done on your house by somebody else. You got to teach your boys. That's what I try to teach my boys. Lots of FLDS. Yeah, that's right. We actually went and looked at Warren Jeff's mansion. I was there 7 years ago. It was a very different town than it was yesterday. Someone mentioned the gym. Almost half my friends I met are at the gym. Gym is great. You move energy, you get your endorphins going, you build muscle, you get healthier. You meet guys that are on their same purpose too. They want to get better and healthy. Detox. I started fasting to help control my insulin. The best thing for that right there, brother. It is a miracle worker, especially when I get into a state of autophagy. I'll be in autophagy probably around 10 o'clock tonight, and I might even go another extra 24 hours there. Yeah, you can curb so many ailments by fasting. Forget about the weight loss piece, which is a great benefit, but the health piece is huge. It is literally the best thing you can do to stay young and to have no disease. I think that's probably what has helped me to not get sick in the 6 years I've been doing it. I didn't watch 1 second of the Olympics and cancel my red ticket for NFL. Don't miss it one bit. The only thing I watched in the Olympics was the marathon. Believe it or not, sardines help build and maintain muscle growth. Interesting. I've heard that. Maybe even better than tuna. They help build testosterone. Oh, I might have to add that to my... how do you cook them, Benjamin? Parentum capsule and having women friend coworkers for me gives me the ability to see micro expressions. I have a 77% readability accuracy when I interact with them, and it's increasing. It's a superpower, guys. Rad is being alone all the time bad for us humans. Like, I don't see the point in having friends. I don't know who to trust, I think it's good to be around like-minded people, but trust today is you got to earn it. Don't worry about being alone, but don't isolate yourself from others because you don't trust them, Figure out guys that like to do the same things you do, and you don't have to give them full trust, but you might want to hang out for an evening at a sports bar and have a beer. How sweet is it to watch a woman trying to manipulate you when you know her every card? Red pill lens. It's you know, the whole deal is this: you allow people to come into your life, men and women. When you understand this awareness, you are now in control of your path, journey, and destiny that you want to go. So many different options are available, limitless options, and you decide who gets through the gates. Simple as that. You decide what role a woman plays in your life if you want to allow a woman in your life. If you don't, that's okay too. If you do, you decide based on what you've been through, based on your experience, how you want to entertain. That's all the red pill is. Some people don't want to go monk mode. Great. Some people want to date for short term. Great. Some people want to do different things. It's all how you desire to move forward based on experience. That's all it is. Hold on. Do you think you would have gotten to your Crimson Capsule without? No, I would not have. That is a big no, Mysterio. Himalayan saltwater flesh is a good way to start a water fast. Yep, got Himalayan salt in the cupboard. Intermittent fast, typically 18 hours. Highly recommended fasting. That's your sweet spot right there, 18 hours, guys. If you can get to 18 hours, that's probably the best fast that they've. 18 to 20 hours is where it's at. Getting up to 23 and 24 is good too. Even a 48, but if you can hit 18 5 days a week, you're going to see massive amounts of improvement. Jared's in the house, Rad. A lot of errors coming up when I try to get to your channel. I think YouTube Elite are trying to shut you down. A lot of comments being erased as well, brother. Change the tire with the crowbar. Master J. You got to take the crowbar out to take the tire off. Atrocious. I'm out in the far northeast for now, Rad, until I can find a better, safer nest, either south or west. Good to see you streaming, Rad, and helping others out. Come out to the west, brother. Once you get your feet off the ground and which way you're coming. Have you seen Tate confidential video on the Taliban buying Rolls Royces? I have not seen it, but that sounds very interesting. Mysterio, when you go through the divorce cycle and courts you get instant red pill. That damn right. Ooh, we've been through it, haven't we, John? It seems like women want to be friends with their kids if they were born between 1960 and 2000. Men, not for the most part. I would agree. It's good to have some friends, at least some small circle, just my opinion. Yeah, you know, and you can interact with people as you're doing today. But it is good to meet people in person and just hang out. I recommend a bar, sports bar, and the gym. Mysterio, so am I. If you really want to be in a safe place, consider what James Wesley Rawle calls the redoubt. Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, and the eastern half of Oregon and Washington. Yep. And Utah's not bad either. Okay, eat them out of the can. Mysterio, divorce causes men to be red-pilled, especially when you have idiot attorneys and judges telling you what to do with your money. You have to say no and get the F out to the ex who's out to hurt you. Correct? Laying it down to Chinatown. Off topic, but if you go to your doc and discuss whether you should get the jab after having the sweet and sour flu, it's no longer considered a wellness visit by the insurance company. Jeez. Good to know that, brother. No surprise. Sardines are awesome, full of resolvins, and resolvins resolve inflammation. Inflammation's the problem with life, guys. That's where disease comes in. Marcella's in the house. How are you doing? We're discussing all sorts of things, specifically not allowing an emotional bank account to exist in our mind. For the 98% do not believe that they just 98% of the women that I say are not recommended do not remember the good things that were done for them. Hence, men struggle trying to understand that concept. Great to have you, Marcella. Right on the money, says John. Saifu is physically almost isolated but has a virtual family. Yes, he does. Check Saifu's channel out as well, guys. Another benefit to fasting, it reduces your grocery bill. Lisa Smith, 100%. It's amazing how much money you can save by making yourself healthier. Red pill lenses like the glasses from They Live film from the 80s. Remember that film 100%. Remember, brothers, the red pill brings freedom. Now you can focus on yourself and discover your destiny. Ain't that the truth, Saifu? I just had a ribeye. That sounds delicious. That's because MGTOW channels are starting to sprout again. You're going to see a lot of cancel culture. Which is better? I don't know. F-16? Atrocious. I'm in Boston and it's Simpacalypse. Oh, I bet, brother. Boston. Libs. At what age do you think it's okay to talk to your kids about the birds and the bees? I was about, 8 or 9? But 10 and 11 is when they start really understanding it. Steak adds creatine, helps muscle growth. I love steak. I love a top sirloin and a ribeye. Red pill gives us the ability to start remembering or not remembering what we have done for ourselves. Very well said, Barely Good Tennis. Serving someone else is not excellent. It is tyranny. Well said, Wes. They Live covers society in general. The red pill covers more than the dark side of female nature. Well said. Sometimes I do a 24-hour fast or 2 on the weekends. I do body weight exercise at home 3 times a week. No gym, good, clean diet. Nothing wrong with doing body weights. The whole Northeast is a dumpster, unfortunately, between simps and politics. That whole Eastern corridor. A lot of liberalism out there. You're striking a nerve when you're shadow banned. I don't think I think I've only grown a few subscribers in the last week, and that's shadow banned right there. I know someone who got the Kung flu and has been on ivermectin. So far, not that sick. Best thing you can do is water and fast if you receive that China bug. I told my cousin who's going through a divorce he has to protect his interest. He didn't understand. Ooh, that was very well good advice to him, JT. But sometimes guys won't listen. Your stance on the divorce is that no one should have to go through it. There's no positive outcome, kids or no kids. Divorce is basically cancer. You will be changed either way. I am not a fan of divorce. But am I a fan of marriage now? No. What divorce does to the kids is unheard of. But am I better off being divorced? Yes. So it's kind of, I have to play some mental gymnastics, but it's a much better situation for me. But it's not a much better situation for the kids. And sometimes it's not even a good situation for the man because of how much he has to go through. The delusion is real. Gal I know turned down 10 different guys in the bar that her friends tried to set her up with. No one was good enough. And that's what you're seeing. A lot of choices, a lot of options for women are realizing that they're so picky that they can't settle down because no one's good enough. Do you like Hall & Oates? Hell yeah, I do. Private Eye, watching you. Hell yeah, Man-Eater, Private Eye, great stuff. And I like Daryl Hall's little, what's he do? He brings musicians in and plays jams with them. I like his stuff. Rowdy Roddy Piper was cool. Absolutely. Back in the day, the 80s wrestling. Atrocious. I had to quit my local men's team due to simps. When I saw some men get upset that Trump beat Hillary, I was like, what's wrong with you idiots? Oh, there's nothing worse than a weak man that loves liberals. How do you like your steak done? Medium rare for me, my man. Wait till she turns 35 and hits the wall. Very few women can push the wall off. Beautiful Life is in the house. Good to see you. Laguna Beach girl. Hope you're well. I did a 5-day and a 10-day fast. 10 was a bit too much for me, but a lot of mental clarity still worked out the whole time. Occasionally 24 and 48s help keep weight in check. Those are some significant fasting. I've never gone that far. 96 was as far as I went. But I'm sure the clarity was out of control. I bet you couldn't even sleep in the end. Or could you? They say even when I got to the 94 hours, I just couldn't sleep. But what mental clarity? Absolutely. I bet your ears could hear better. Your vision increased. It's amazing. Your thoughts on Biden? I don't give him one thought. I'm not a fan. The F-14 is bona fide as the fourth generation fighter, but the F-22 is stealth and super cruise. Agree. I lost so many friends at this time because to the same BS. I feel for you. Men lost their nuts. Best I could find was cigar lounges, but they tend to be unhealthy. Yeah, a lot of guys have simped and have gone liberal. A man that votes liberal is a weak man. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm not sorry. That's just the truth. I'm providing strong male leadership to my girls' tennis team. Good for you, brother. I can see how they respond to me when versus mom and dad pick them up. I am winning. Good for you. Be an example about how men should be. Hall & Oates, Sarah, good song. My kids have been hurt by divorce. Now they are older. They see dad was right about everything, just like Donald Trump. Attaboy. Piper Pitt was awesome. You have to start early in education. If you don't teach them, they'll get questionable kindergarten storytime speakers telling them deviant behaviors. They have what's called a drag queen story hour now at local libraries. Check it out. The agenda is real. 80s culture was the best, so unique. The music, the movies, the style. Would agree with that. Significantly. So is Ben Affleck a simp for getting back with J-Lo who can't be alone? I would agree. He goes from girlfriend to girlfriend, and he's also liberal. Atrocious. I have friends with homes on Martha's Vineyard. I can't talk about politics there. I have to pretend I stopped following the news. You know, John, you just can't fix stupid, right? Can't fix it. Absolute's in the house. You got a live stream right after net. Check Absolute's channel out and his live stream after this. A fertile time for creativity in pop culture. Yes. And remember Max Headroom? Who can remember Max Headroom? Max Headroom. He was the original digital avatar. Crowbars. Divorce truly hurts kids, especially when the kids are young. Hurts them regardless. I heard kids that are over, like out of the house, over 18, it hurts them even worse. Biden needs to step down. Do we actually need to sleep 8 hours a day? Trump only sleeps 3. Who knows? 5+ day, you really have weird sleeping patterns. Yep, that's what they say. We'll check out your channel after this. I'll probably hop on. Top Gun Maverick is 20 years too late. Yeah, can you imagine what the agenda is going to be now in that movie? Driving to work tonight, I saw a skinny guy holding hands with a very large lady. Pitied him. Imagine settling for that. There's a lot to love there, Jer. Don't forget that. Just got to ghost in plain sight and pretend to keep any friendships just how it is. I've lost friends over the red pill, guys. Lots of them. I've lost family member relationships. Happens. Stand for principle. Let go of attachment. Conquer your feelings of loneliness. Well said, some hairy Italian guy. Be patient with your kids, bro. They come around to a strong father. I know I did with mine. And I would agree with that statement, Atrocious. Absolutely. Whoever makes a quality drug that allows you to limit sleep will make a fortune. Wasn't there a movie called Limitless with Bradley Cooper about that? Rick Rude and Roddy Piper, 40 minutes of trash talk and face-to-face water throwing. Oh, yeah. And the Macho Man Savage. Don't forget him. I'll start a book club. First on the list, The Manipulated Man, Esther Villar. Perfect. And then No More Mr. Nice Guy by Robert Glover. I had George Bush signs on my lawn when he ran against Kerry. John Kerry, what an idiot. I was harassed by my neighbors and they kept taking my signs. Isn't that interesting? Isn't there a double standard even between conservative and liberal politics? My friend is a kindergarten teacher in San Francisco, and she told me that the school tried to stop Father's Day cards. Jeez. No surprise. That whole city is a shit show. It is a shit show. T-Talks, my kids, both well into their 20s now, realize all of the bullshit dear old dad tried to tolerate to not have the family break. Yep. My 2 sons realize it. Yep. I think my oldest will come around eventually. Be firm in your beliefs like a tree with strong roots, like a palm tree, nice oak tree. Max headroom. There you go, guys. You guys remember that. How about ColecoVision? Ben Affleck is a simp. That peace leave has been through the ringer before he was there. Oh, she said, how many guys is she married? He should have pulled a Leo card, but he might be a lonely guy. Who knows? Neighbors snatching your yard sign is technically illegal. If you're a conservative, it is. But it seems like liberals, they look the other way, right? I'm tired of that guy. I'm tired of what happened overseas. When the Marines were in Delaware and Potato Biden was there, he was caught looking at his watch. I'm not impressed, guys. He left good people there. Not impressed. You don't do that. He did not negotiate. He surrendered. Loneliness and being alone are two different things. Well said, brother. I'm alone right now, talking to a computer. But I'm not lonely. I saw an advertisement for a drag version of the Brady Bunch. Oh, geez, Louise. Oh, please go away. Pretty sick. We're going to have to just throw our TVs away. There are several liberal leftist think tanks that are actively working on legislation that works against men in particular. New America, Brookings Institute, Turning Point. There's so many of them. You have to be the example to everybody. Be on purpose. Stay out of the courts. The thin guy with the chubby chick, that is what CGA calls 18. Rad, I've lost a lot of friends over the red pill. Good. We're stronger here online. I'd rather talk to guys online like yourselves and women that understand this. A lot of my friends haven't grown or prospered, still doing the same old shit, simping for women, or the same old dirty 304s. The village bicycles. I've said the same thing on my videos. Being alone is a skill a lot of men cannot handle. It's tough, guys. Learn to seek your internal validation instead of external. Seeking external validation leads to suffering. Ego is created by you thinking you have to be something, end up somewhere. Some area Italian guy. Well said. I believe you are right, MGTOW Cowboy. Rad, we all try to keep the family together, but these women get the feminist agenda in their heads and then end up in them streets. Dem streets. Democrats. Del Curry, shaking my head as well, my friend. Look at the glass half full versus half empty. Very well. Keep it positive. J-Lo has more rings than Tom Brady. I love it. Brad, listening to anything new, but enjoying Middle Class Rut. I can't believe Bad Religion is touring. Just listening to D.I. Richard hung himself and the Adolescents the other day. No, not a lot of new stuff. There's so much good old stuff that I'm still enjoying that it's hard. But Middle Class Rut, let me check those guys out. The Trump needs, so I would be very happy if what you said came true, Jer. Some women have had more pricks than a dartboard. Ain't that the truth, Riz? Do you think social media should be shut off? I'm not a fan of it. I do subscribe on a fake account to a mountain bike network just to make sure the trails are open. That is the extent I get. Do you think women the same age as Rick Springfield, John Stamos, who are 72, 58 can look as good? Nope. Rick Springfield, Jesse's girl. I don't see it much. When I see men with their wives, the women look more like grandma. Yes. Men age better if they take care of themselves, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Biden is a simp. Still blaming, deflecting blame. That's a liberal agenda tactic. He's got no balls, and it shows. He's got women writing his speeches. Guys, we're just sitting back watching the show right now. I would agree with you, some hairy Italian guy. Ludovic Monachus, suffering the world of wicked competition, sin, lies, blast. I would agree. There's a lot of wickedness left, iniquity. Marcel, I've always loved being alone. Everyone needs to accept the fact that there is a high probability they will end up alone. Focus on yourself and love yourself. Wise words, Marcella, wise words. You are what came in this life alone, and you will leave alone. It's okay to be alone. Loneliness is seeking external validation from others. That's it. You don't need external validation, just internal validation. I haven't had a TV in years. My family can't wrap their heads around it. Good for you, brother. I haven't watched TV for so long. Supplying your enemy with weapons, ammo, and vehicles is called treason. Damn right, man. Damn right. Hands up if you ditch television programming. I have watched a couple shows, but I do not have a television. I don't even have Netflix. I watch it with others. I made a video about Tom Likas and Kay Hyamitz. Yep. I think I watched that after you said that the last time. I was at one of my local parks and at a Stones tribute over the weekend. I ran to coworkers and acquaintances, and I have a lot of friends at my fingertips. I don't feel lonely. Good for you, brother. How was that tribute? I stopped watching TV years ago. I don't even have a TV. Even better. I've deliberately isolated myself and went hard in the paint with red pill philosophy. It was difficult, but well worth it. The best view comes from the hardest climb. Words of wisdom, Saifu. Words of wisdom. Tall Chads hit the wall. Tall Chads also die sooner. Supposedly, taller men die quicker. Biden is a placeholder for Kamala Harris. Well, we knew that from beginning. The fix in the English beat. Red skies at night. Red skies at night. The English beat. Send a message to you. No, that's the specials. English beat. I like the English beat and general public when they split up. Love it. Internal validation is the only validation that matters. Correct. Correct, T-Tox. Biden will resign. He can't take the pressure. Something's going to happen. Kamala the horizontaler for president. You're not alone. God is all around you. And you got people you can talk to, especially on these channels. Kamala and George, the animal steal for president and VP. Not impressed, guys. Not impressed. Not impressed. J-Lo cheated on P. Diddy with a backup dancer. That's pretty embarrassing. $800 million. You can't beat up some. I'd say she might be, she's had a lot of guys. That's for sure. I don't have it either, John. Then she left the backup dancer and rode the cock carousel for the next 20 years. Had a lot of guys in her life. Solitude is a good thing. It's when we can truly experience freedom for a time. True freedom is solitude for 100%, for 300 Trebek. You're absolutely right. I use Pluto TV on my Roku totally free. There you go. Sometimes I want kids. Sometimes I want none. Well, there's risks and rewards, my friend. Travel those waters carefully. The plan was always to resign and hand it over to the K. She could never get in on her own. I would agree. Lisa Smith lays it down to Chinatown. Do you like early GNR? Yes. Appetite is my favorite one. Yes. Well, Axel's favorite band is Queen, and his favorite singer is Freddie Mercury, so that's why. These leftist organizations have the power, money, power attorneys, PACs that own politicians, and the legislation that specifically targets men. There is a war on men and masculinity. Hulk, the Hulkster, I saw him in Chicago like 20 years ago. Gave me a fist bump. You hear about this judge took away, yep, heard about it today. I would agree with that statement, Riz. Have you noticed the women who would never date you when you were younger are now dropping into your DM? Hey, big head. Yeah, had an experience. Yep. The wall is undefeated. Remember what you did in the past for 98% of women today means nothing. You can't put your thinking that what you did in the past will make any difference, because it doesn't. That is red pill awareness. There's no such thing as an emotional bank account. What kind of country are we living in? Not a very divided country. With we're turning into Rome. Go to any family courts; it's all anti-MEN, and it's horrific in New York State. and Oregon and Washington and California and so many other states. Why does it seem to me that women have more experience with men than the other way around? No man is really having a woman with low mileage unless the woman is close to 20. Women are just smarter when it comes to men versus women. Women also understand how to use charm and to use their beautiful looks. Don't forget that. Rad, who do you think will be the front runner for president 2024? DeSantis, Abbott? I don't know. I think DeSantis. That's just my thought. Who knows? They're throwing him under the bus. But it is what it is. Don't live in the past. Live in the present. That judge was in Chicago. Jeez. Zero equity. North-south. George P. is in the house. Good to see you. Hey, I got your email. We'll connect up this week. Can we talk about the new Candyman? I don't know much about it. What's it about? Mr. B is a senile weasel sniffing. Yes, I think he's something very creepy about that guy. A lot of movies today are dumb. I do like some of Liam Neeson's films. Big fan of Christian Bale, even though I think he's a lib. I like Thomas Hardy. Women have nothing else to do but talk about men. Men are too busy working on themselves or building something or inventing something or trying to improve themselves. Who's ready for another Nero? There you go. I'm telling you, Nero's Rome. Check it out, guys. Did you see Fast and Furious 9? I did not. I haven't seen many of those. Not the fact that I don't like it. I don't know. I'm always doing something different. Can't understand these women at work looking on their phones while talking to them. It's par for the course. It's just the programming today. Candyman, old school horror movie remade. Okay. I don't know much about it. Biden is setting up the largest hostage situation in world history. He's feeding people. He's feeding them. But you're absolutely right. I've been so long going to end up a pile of them bones. You're going to be just fine. There's a girl at work, so unapproachable, earphones always in, stuck to her phone, tried to chat with her once. She couldn't even hear me over her earphones. That's when you walk away, Jared. It's like Braveheart, porking the Scottish people's wives, except he sniffs them. You know what else is a good movie? What's the other one? With Gladiator. George, they need the attention 24/7. Yes, they do. Remember what Trump said recently at the rally in Alabama? Everything woke turns to shiz. Yes, Lisa, he was absolutely right. The end will come when they allow children to vote. They will allow anyone to vote, even dead people. I think if a man is a virgin, he should go to a Texas brothel to work it out. That way he won't be as vulnerable. I think you're right, Mysterio. I'd love to know if women in society know about the manosphere and the movement. I think a lot of them do. Probably not as many as we think, though, Timmy. Rad, I want you to look up Amon Osiris. He knows how to destroy Title 40 laws. His channel will teach you a lot. Gotcha. Fast and Furious in 2035 could end up be called Last and by Curious. Ha! Love it. What do you think about the war in Afghanistan? I just think it's sad what has happened. All those soldiers that gave their lives and fought seem like they fought for nothing based on what just transpired. Mysterio not getting arrested. Yeah, you got to watch what you say. There will be more hostages held, yep, than there were in 79 with the Iranians, yep. These days, they'll get you for anything, especially that. Rad, did you serve a mission? If so, where? Ja. Well, I did. South America. Candyman, the movie, is all set in Chicago. Cabrini Green housing project. Black guy would kick in the bathroom mirror, the home invasion, the adjacent apartment. I got to check in this Candyman. I never knew about it back when. All I care about is the hottest of the hottest women, 10s out of 10s. If I couldn't have those, then it's not even worth living. Set your standards high, brother. Biden is the Symphony of Destruction video by Megadeth. Yeah. Glad to spend money on my son instead of some ungrateful 304. Thought that I would get used to me and him for the long haul. So forget that programming of shame. 2 dogs and a son are our family to me, says Slam Cave. Good to see you, brother. Visit foreign country, lots of women who will hang out with you for free. I'll be very careful in a foreign country, though. Very, very careful. Know the culture, know who you're dealing with. Just be very careful. Candyman is an urban legend. You say Candyman 3 times in a mirror and he appears to kill you. Oh, okay. See, even Rad doesn't know a lot of things like that. That's where we're at today, guys. It's been a great stream. You guys hang in there. Remember, stay on purpose. Chase excellence. Masculinity. Men first.